Welcome back into Ryan Jacobson Weather. Appreciate all you guys stopping by. I hope your Wednesday's off to a great start. Let's hop right into the forecast for today. And as you can see, we do have an area of low pressure slowly meandering northeastward here across the eastern U.S., bringing a large area of precipitation to places across, the mid-Atlantic, now going into the eastern seaboard. This is going to continue northward today as some areas going into the northeast. So the Great Lake region could see some rainfall from this as well. So let's hop right into the forecast for today. So this is the current setup right now, and as you can see, we do have a low pressure situated over Kentucky. It's a very broad area of low pressure, so we have a lot of precipitation associated with it. Most of this heaviest rain is going to be for areas in Pennsylvania, as well as going down into Virginia, as well as portions of Maryland, going towards the eastern seaboard, right along the big cities there, Washington, D.C., Philly, going into New York City, as well as even Boston area. Could see some pretty decent rainfall from this. As I push it into this afternoon here, you can see the low pressure continues to track a little bit northeastward, I would say. And that kind of precipitation shield is going to weaken going into this afternoon and evening. But we could still see some areas along the coast, see some pretty decent precipitation from this. This is now going into tomorrow afternoon, and we are going to see some thunderstorms across portions of the south going into the Dixie Alley. I'm not expecting any of these to be severe, just kind of your usual, springtime thunderstorms. This is now heading into Friday here, and we have looks like another, large area of low pressure developing here along the East Coast. There is a slight risk for severe weather going into Friday, but I'm not expecting much in the way of widespread severe weather. Maybe a couple of damaging wind gusts or maybe a brief spin of tornado will be possible, but not expecting anything crazy in the way of severe weather. This is now heading into Friday evening here, going to the overnight hours, and it does look like we are going to have a second low pressure system kind of develop right on the coast here, a little bit of a nor'easter. It looks to be a little bit stronger than the one going through today, and could bring some more widespread precipitation to the I-95 corridor and, bring some decent rainfall to these same areas that are seeing some decent rain today. So rainfall amounts could add up as we go through this week, going into this weekend with, maybe a couple inches of rain possible. I'll push it now into Saturday here. This kind of swings off to the northeast, and we are going to see a little bit of cooler weather here. You can see behind this some cooler air kind of drops south from Canada, maybe some scattered showers behind that. Other than that, though, most of the country pretty quiet. This is Sunday afternoon. Like I said, maybe a little bit cooler in the east on Sunday, but most of the country going to be high and dry, warm and sunny. This is now heading into Monday. As you can see, it looks like we're going to have another system here develop out of the Rockies here. We have two separate low pressure systems showing up on the European Monday afternoon here. And we could see, it looks like another area of maybe severe weather going across the plains here, as it looks like that kind of severe weather stretch does look like it's going to kick off the middle of next week. This is going into Thursday. Could be another area of severe storms. And this is now going into next Friday. Could be a similar story across the central U.S. And we'll be letting you know, hopefully every day here. I'll keep giving you updates on the weather ahead, but it does look like there is some possibilities for some severe weather going into the middle of next week. Talking about severe weather, here's the outlook for today. As you can see, there is a slight risk for severe weather. This includes portions of Colorado and Kansas going into Texas. There's actually three different areas of slight risk for severe weather. You usually don't see that too often. There is going to be a little bit of a tornado risk today. There's a 5% chance, especially going up into mostly southern Kansas here, going into the panhandle of Oklahoma. We also could see some wind, and there is a little bit of hail risk as well. There's a 15% hatch risk for some large hail. That's portions of eastern Colorado going into western Kansas, but not expecting much in the way of severe weather. Let me show you that day 2 outlook for tomorrow. As you can see, there is a large area of marginal risk for severe weather. Currently, as of now, there's not even a tornado risk for tomorrow. All areas are less than 2%, and the wind and hail are marginal as well. So not expecting much in the way of severe weather tomorrow. Could be a little bit more as we now head into Friday here. There's a slight risk of severe weather from North Carolina going back into South Carolina. Currently, right now, we do have a 15% chance for severe weather. Let me quickly show you the temperatures expected over the next couple of days. This is going to this afternoon today here, and as you can see, it's going to warm up pretty nicely across most of the country, especially on the west coast here. We're seeing highs here in the mid to upper 90s in a lot of those coastal areas. It's going to get pretty toasty out there today. Again, it's going to be a little bit chillier here where that rain is falling here across the Northeast. Highs in upstate New York, maybe in Pennsylvania, maybe around 60 degrees. So not going to be as warm today with that rain currently falling. It's going to cool out pretty nice. And then this is going into tomorrow. Again, going to be pretty nice across most of the country. We're expecting, even the mountainous areas across the Northeast to still get up into the mid and upper 50s here. Let me push this forward here. This is now going into Friday. Going to be really warm here across portions of California and basically, the Southwest here. We're seeing highs expected above 100 degrees here in Southern California, as well as Southern Arizona, and even portions of Nevada as well. This is going into Friday. Let me continue to push this forward. There's kind of that second area of low pressure that moves through, bringing a little bit cooler air here. Like I said, maybe a minor cool down for the Northeast. It's going to get pretty chilly here. Look at this. Lows maybe expected to get down to 36, 37 Pennsylvania. That's pretty rare for the first day of June. But it doesn't look like that it's going to last for long here. As you can see, it looks like we are going to see a warm-up going into early next week. This is highs for next Monday. Highs across Minnesota could be reaching the upper 80s. It looks like this heat is going to head to the east as a lot of the eastern U.S. is going to be warm next week. Could be a little bit even chillier going into the west. And that's kind of the temperatures expected for your next 7 days or so. And as you can see, the Storm Prediction Center is agreeing with me. This is the 6 to 10 day temperature probability outlook. And as you can see, it does look like it's going to warm up here across the central U.S. Going into the Northeast, could be a little bit chillier in the west. Kind of looking in the next week time frame. This is the 2nd to the 6th of June. But for this weekend, it's going to be really warm in the west. Here's lastly your total precipitation expected over the next couple of days. Let me play this forward for you. As you can see, we are going to see some pretty widespread precipitation across the eastern U.S. today. A lot of the East Coast going to pick up on some precipitation. Kind of bullseye for today is going to be basically the whole state of Maryland here. Totals could be reaching up to 1.5 inches of rainfall. There's kind of that second area of low, really going right over the same areas here. This is going through Sunday, and this is kind of heading into that early next week time frame. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of a lull precipitation-wise across most of the U.S. And it looks like we are going to have some low-pressure systems develop in the west next week. Head eastward, could bring some more widespread precipitation for most of the country. This is the expected rainfall all the way through next Thursday. And it looks like there could be some heavier precip with these thunderstorms going in the middle of next week. But for the next couple of days, it looks like that bullseye precipitation is going to be mostly for the mid-Atlantic region, or maybe up to 3 inches of rain is possible, especially right around that Maryland, Delaware, southern New Jersey region. I thank you guys all for stopping by. I appreciate, any way you can help out the channel. Like I said, I'm just trying to get this channel going. So feel free to like and subscribe. Really just trying to reach as many people as I can and share, my weather forecast with you guys. So I thank you for stopping by. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.